All right. Hello, hello, hello. We'll watch as people come in. Very, very happy to be here today with you guys. Doing our group hypnosis. Hello, hello. Welcome. Come on in. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Hello, hello, hello. All right, welcome. This is another group hypnosis session. This is group hypnosis. If you were here for a week 3 recap of Big Brother, this is not that. If you're here for me and Michael, that's tomorrow at this time. So Michael is going to be joining tomorrow, not today. Tomorrow. Right now, this is group hypnosis. Happy birthday. Of course. Oh, somebody said thank you for doing this. Absolutely. I'm so excited. Somebody else asked, should I lay down for this? You absolutely can. You can either sit or lie down, whatever's going to be most comfortable for you, where you can feel most relaxed. So this is going to be a group hypnosis session. If you've joined for the last group hypnosis session, then some of what I'm going to be describing here might be a little bit repetitive, but I think it's also very good to hear multiple times because it's always good to know how our brains work. It's amazing that we have these beautiful machines and there's so little that we know about them. So I want to make sure that we understand what we're doing here. So but first, how are you guys today? I hope you're having a great, relaxing weekend. Today's session, this group hypnosis session, I think is extra special because it's celebrating. It's celebrating something really big, which I'm excited about. Really exciting, something that I didn't even really know that we would be able to do once I got out of the Big Brother house, and am so thankful that we've been able to start this, and that is a group hypnosis group, a subscription. And so, yeah, it's so crazy. Just to give you guys a little context, unless you're one of the 1,000 people who followed me before Big Brother, most likely you're probably in the 29,000 people that have followed me since Big Brother, and you didn't know me before then. But unless you knew me before Big Brother, I conducted these group hypnotherapy sessions in the house. The house was very stressful. I realized that pretty much week 2 or after week 1, thinking, you know what, we need to take care of ourselves mentally in this house. And that's a skill set that I have. So I wanted to offer that to the other house guests. And so I conducted group hypnotherapy sessions just like we're experiencing here today for the house guests. What I didn't realize, because I'm silly sometimes, is that I didn't realize that they would be on the live feeds and that folks like you all would be following along. So I'm still going through messages. Sorry if I've not responded to you. I've received hundreds, probably thousands. It won't tell me how many messages, but hundreds of messages of people saying how much those sessions were relaxing, changed their lives. Their kids were calmer and they listened. Their animals became calmer because their dog was in the room. Like, it's just the stories. I love hearing the stories. And think about this, guys. Those were hypnosis sessions that honestly were not designed for you. They were designed for the house guests. I was pumping people up saying, you are going to win this HOH, tune into your why. And you guys, didn't have a why and didn't have an HOH, and yet they were still so powerful for you. So that got me thinking. That I said, okay, a bunch of people were requesting, can we have more of these sessions? They're sad that they're over, that the live feeds are done, because so many people don't know about hypnosis and haven't experienced it. And this was, one of the first times that people were able to experience it. And that was just so cool as a hypnotherapist and somebody who geeks out on this stuff. To hear that you guys were, enjoyed them. So it made me think, okay, if we want more of this, and there were so many requests for, you should do a subscription or something like that. And then, of course, Instagram has this functionality now that I can offer these type of sessions, these group sessions, I mean, usually when I would do a group session, it would be 25 people in a yoga studio in Austin, Texas, right? But now we're able to reach such a larger audience that it's more accessible for people, that you're able to be under your comfy blanket on your couch or in an armchair or wherever you are right now watching and listening to this, that you're in the comfort of your own home and you don't have to travel anywhere and you don't have to be in person to be able to experience this. So, I am so excited for that, and that's why this subscription exists. So I also wanted to create this subscription because for some people, they might not be in the financial place to be able to work one-on-one. That's what I primarily do. I'm a hypnotherapist. I work one-on-one with people. They're all virtual sessions conducted via Zoom for the very same reasons that I like to do this virtually as well, is that we want to make sure you feel psychologically safe, and the best place to feel that way oftentimes is at home. And so I'm able to do that one-on-one. And if you're interested in one-on-one, and there's a lot of differences and benefits for a group session like we're doing here today versus a one-on-one session. There's differences. If you're interested in that, go to my Instagram bio and there's a link there. It says Linktree/Brittany Hoops. Click that and you'll see where you can go to my website to book a one-on-one appointment. But I'll talk a little bit about that. But some people, that's not in the cards right now. Maybe they're not interested. Maybe they're not in the financial place to work one-on-one. And so a subscription is a better option in that case. Also, there might be other people who are like, I've never really tried hypnotherapy. I'm interested in it, but I don't really know what it is, don't know how it works. Maybe you're unsure if you like it, if it's going to be beneficial for you, and you just want to give it a try. And so the subscription is a really good way to test it out, right? Test the waters. And we're all already here on Instagram anyways, so might as well do the subscription here, right? So it's a monthly subscription. And here's what it includes. It includes weekly, so you pay monthly, but it will include weekly sessions, so 4 or 5, however many weeks there are in the month, sessions, just like we're doing here on Instagram Live, just like this free one here today. And then I'll have all the subscribers, if you're a member of this subscription, you'll submit ideas or suggestions for the topic that we'll focus on. And so we'll have a subscribers only vote on that topic that will be the session topic for the week. And then I'll conduct the session live here like we're doing here right now. But, and I'll mix it up. I'll take a poll too to see what days, what times, if morning, afternoon, evening works better, whatever that is, whatever that might be for you guys. We'll switch it up so you guys can join live. But if you can't join live, that's perfectly fine. No worries. I will save the session. And it will be in a subscribers only library. So that means you could go to, if you're a subscriber, you can go to my reels or my videos and only you will be able to access these sessions as many times as you want. So you can listen to it right when you get up in the morning. That's often a great time where we're in a natural state of hypnosis. Or right before you fall asleep. Ooh, hypnosis is so good to fall asleep. If you have any sort of insomnia or anything like that, we could even do a session on insomnia if that's something that people would find beneficial to help facilitate sleep. You'll have access to it to listen to it as many times as you want, which is pretty awesome. So, and then we'll also have a group chat. I think it'd be really fun to be able to talk with other subscribers, see what compare notes and what our experience was like after each session, and, you know, ask questions, have extra support, just to be with other people who are interested in upgrading their neural networks and their mindset and living a better life. That's always better to be around expanders in that sense of people who are also, you know, upgrading their mental hardware here together. So we'll have that. And I'm also thinking of other ways to make it fun. Like, how can we geek out? How can we support each other? I'm thinking about doing some giveaways of maybe some one-on-one sessions, subscriber-only Q&As, maybe even some discounts to one-on-one work or programs or packages, things like that, that we'll be able to do here together too. So here's kind of where I landed. Other hypnosis-based apps or whatnot are usually around the range of $20 a month. So I priced this at $10 a month, and for a few different reasons, because we're still building the library of available sessions. So there'll become more and more available sessions as we go through here. But of course, subscribers that join right now are going to have more say. There's fewer people, so they'll have more say in terms of what we'll focus on and what this program will look like as it grows. But I do hope that it's more than just what you would experience in any sort of random app, that it's going to be more interactive, more engaging, that you'll get more out of it rather than just, you know, oh, it's audio recordings or whatnot. And for those people who join now, you'll have more of a say say on the topics, and I just want it to be a community. I want there to be a lot. I'll be very active in it, so that we can grow and improve together. And plus, I mean, honestly, if we're just being real, compared to a lot of the other subscriptions that exist here on Instagram, you're going to get more than just like exclusive access to a picture I had, you know, of what I had for lunch, right? Like, you're actually getting utility. You're getting value. You're improving by watching this, as opposed to just like knowing what Brittany's doing. Although I do share a lot of that too, but, you know, that's what we're going to do. So, if this interests you, once we're finished here, because I want you to enjoy this session that we're going to have here today, there's a button that says subscribe. It's like a button on my Instagram profile, and you can click that, or you could go to my Instagram stories for today, and I have a few different links, and just subscribe, and then you'll have full access to everything that I just described. So, I feel like most of you guys know me. In case you don't, because this often does get shared, and I am going to save this one. So in case anybody new is listening to this, my name is Brittany Hoops. I just got off the show Big Brother 24, and I own a business called Brittany Hoops Hypnosis. I am a clinical hypnotist, otherwise known as a hypnotherapist. I practice hypnotherapy. So I specialize in working with clients across lots of different topics. So today we're focusing on anxiety, releasing doubts, releasing any worries you might be holding on to. But hypnotherapy can be used for a wide range of topics and resources. So it can be for stress relief, which I actually have a session that we did a couple weeks ago, saved to my profile. So check that one out too if you're interested. It can be motivation, relieving, self-confidence is huge, worthiness. I work with so many clients on the subject of worthiness, addressing lack mentality, reaching career goals. If you want clarity on any sort of topic, career or otherwise, we can do that in hypnotherapy sessions, handling rejection, trusting that your success is inevitable, whatever it might be. Hypnotherapy, it's any limiting belief, any phobia, any fear, anything that have you ever asked yourself and you're like, I know logically I should do this. I should stop smoking. I should eat healthy. I should fill in the blank. But you just can't get yourself to do it. Something that you can't name is just keeping you back. That's because there's a thought lodged in the subconscious that's usually that we've had perhaps since childhood, or perhaps a triggering or traumatic event, whatever that might be. We're able to go in and kind of rewire and reprogram what that thought might be so that you have a different go-to thought. We're quite literally creating new neural networks in the brain. And so I liken it to, working out your muscles, right? We have our physical muscles that we work out, and you do your crunches so you have a six-pack abs. I don't know. Don't take my advice on six-pack abs. You guys know I don't have those. So. But you might work out with a personal trainer, right? To get abs. Well, you might work your mental muscles out with a hypnotherapist to receive a new way of thinking, a new way of being. And so that requires practice. Yes, you can't just do, it's not magic. You're not just going to do it, one time and be done. But it is something that you can work on. It is something that you can retrain, that we build those new synaptic connections, which are our neurons firing. That is what is literally happening in our brain as we think thoughts, so that we can feel different ways. And so today's session, we're going to be focusing on anxiety. And I took a poll, and this was of a few different session topics that you guys gave me a few weeks ago. And this was the #1 requested topic from that poll. So we're going to be focusing on releasing worries, trusting that everything is going to be okay, allowing the mind to just take a break. I just want you guys to gift this to yourself and just take a break. And we'll focus on so much more than that. I think it's actually a pretty good, I'll share just a quick story for you guys. Honestly, I love that you guys voted for this topic here today. And if you didn't get the topic that you wanted, subscribe and revote. I know motivation will be something that we'll be working on here soon. But I actually was suffering pretty bad from anxiety today. I don't know, guys. I've only ever been honest and real with you. And if you've listened to the live feeds, you know me so well. But I freaking made my first reel here today on Instagram. And to tell you the truth, I'm not very happy with it. It was to talk about the subscription program. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. please, can I ask, just be nice. If you say anything mean on that reel, I'm going to delete it because I'm very self-conscious about this reel. I've never done this before. It was very difficult. It's not something I really like to do. I don't edit stuff. I created this thing and I was just feeling so anxious as I posted this out to the world to talk about what this program is like. And I was feeling a lot of anxiety. And you know what was funny is after that, I was feeling a lot of anxiety. And I thought, you know what? I actually have some tools. I'm not in the Big Brother house anymore. I can go listen to my own audio recording of hypnosis. And you know, I can feel better. And so something that's really interesting that you could do, and you know what, that I'm thinking of it, I want to do this before we start our session here, is, sorry, I'm making a note to myself, because I plan out these sessions for you guys. I'm not just doing this on the, on the fly. I'm giving this some good thought. So let me just make a note. What you can do is you can notice your starting stress level before you start hypnotherapy on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being a full-blown panic attack, 1 being, you know, the most relaxed, stress-free that you've ever been. And so I did that. I started at like a 6, which is pretty high for me, personally. I noticed my starting stress level, and by the time I was finished, I was at a 2. I was at a 2, which, gosh, going down 4, and you could even repeat it again if you wanted to, which is, you know, to lower it even more. And so I'll have you guys do that as we start this session here today. So you really can know where you're starting at and where you're ending at and be able to feel that shift, because sometimes it's helpful to quantify it. So, yes, let me see here. So I just want to share that with you guys today, that do not feel like you were alone. I was experiencing this today too. And this is why we do, sessions like these, is so that we can feel better and we can begin to, you know, have a way that we don't feel like we have to be stuck with these feelings when we're feeling anxious, that we can do something about it. So, if you've never participated in group hypnosis, it is an effective way to start the process of sort of reprogramming that subconscious mind to a natural state of freedom, of ease, of calm. The subconscious, which you might have heard, it's a part of our mind, it's the unconscious part of our mind, our inner mind, is just this infinite, intelligent reservoir of solutions, of creativity. It's where our emotions, our memories, our thoughts, our automatic bodily functions, where they all exist. And, you know, when it's relaxed, when it's free of worry, that's when we're able to tap into this truest sort of part of ourselves. And our work here today is not intended to address any sort of particular or specific circumstances related to something that you've experienced or trauma. That wouldn't be the right setting to address a group setting like this, because I'm not able to talk to you. I would need so much more information from you to know what specifically we should be addressing. That would be better suited for one-on-one work. And if you're interested in that, just go to my bio. There's a link where you can book that. But what we're doing is a group session today. So it's going to be effective, but it's purposely, we zoom out a bit, right? It's a bit more vague in terms of what we say, because it's got to apply to all 130 of you that are here right now. And more, thousands and thousands of more that will listen after I post this. So just recognize that it's not going to address anything specific. Healing that's related to any deeper issues should always be addressed through one-on-one hypnotherapy with a clinical hypnotist, not a group session like this, because that's also going to allow you to go further, deeper, faster into the subconscious mind, since it's going to be custom to you. Whereas this is not custom, although it can be highly effective, right? Also, another thing I should mention, since we are talking about anxiety today, I just want to reiterate, and this is important to know, I am not a mental health professional. I don't claim to be. That is why I'm telling you this right now. Although hypnosis certainly benefits those who suffer from clinical anxiety, one-on-one hypnotherapy, like I said, is much more suited to addressing the stronger cases of anxiety, including symptoms like panic attacks, things like that. What we're going to be focusing on today, and the goal of today's session, is to ease worry, release doubts, and instill a greater sense of peace and calm. Now, if you are diagnosed with anxiety, all these things that we're doing are certainly going to help. I just want you to know that, that's what our goal of this session here today. And, you know, if you or someone you know suffers from anxiety and could use that deeper work that's, you know, specific to the exact thoughts you're having, your exact circumstance, your exact symptoms, what you're experiencing when you're experiencing it, maybe at certain times, maybe you have anxiety when you're driving or anxiety before test taking or something like that. Those are the specific circumstances that we could address through one-on-one hypnotherapy. The best and easiest way to get or to find out if you are diagnosed with anxiety is to work with a therapist or psychotherapist. That's what I would suggest. And you know what? I actually work with quite a few therapists that refer their clients to me. When they have clients that are resistant to talk therapy, they'll explore hypnotherapy and they'll send them my way. And so that's kind of how we work hand in hand with their psychotherapists and hypnotherapists, knowing that I'm not the one who does the diagnosing, but I'm the one that can help ease some of those symptoms through one-on-one work. So yes, I think that's pretty much what I want to say. But yeah, always reach out to me. I work with clients primarily in the US and Canada, but worldwide, since these are all virtual sessions. And like I mentioned, that link's in the bio. So now I'm just going to explain just a little bit. We've already talked about this slightly, but a little bit about hypnosis, how you can really tap into the inner mind and help support, achieve your goals and release those anxieties. But first, let's dispel some common myths, because I know these are questions that I always get asked, and a lot of people just don't really know much about hypnosis and don't know some of the misconceptions that are out there. So as you guys probably know, the media has portrayed hypnosis in ways that make me sad. And you know what? I hate to say it, I'm kind of guilty of that a little bit. As somebody who just came off a TV show, Big Brother, I'm sure you guys remember my intro. I was swinging this, you know, this pendulum saying, I'm a hypnotist. I'm going to hypnotize the house guest. No, I did not do that. I did hypnotize the house guests so that they could feel better mentally, but not for game, not for anything like that. You know, you do what you can to get on the show, right? That's what I did. I knew I would be myself. I knew I would be myself once I got into the house. I just needed to get there. But we see a lot of misconceptions in TV and books and movies about what hypnosis is. And a lot of those tropes of what a hypnotist is, it's usually some old guy that's like, you're getting very sleepy and making people walk around and cluck like chickens or whatever. That is not what I'm doing. That is not what hypnotherapy is. Those are just really outdated and just untrue. So while they make for good plot lines in books and movies, they're often inaccurate how they portray hypnosis. And so another place that you might have experienced hypnosis before is a stage hypnosis show. I'm not sure if any of you guys have ever, maybe somebody came to your high school lock-in or your college and did a stage hypnosis show, or you saw one in Vegas or something like that. Very different from what we're experiencing here now today as well. So therapeutic hypnosis, which is the session that we're doing here in the group, is very different than one of those shows. So I like to describe, one, the stage show is for entertainment, whereas the other one, and it's for entertainment and it's almost like eating a candy bar, right? Whereas what we're doing is to help people feel better, and it's almost like broccoli. Right? So both of them are both foods. You can eat both of them. They're both hypnotism, but they have very different goals, very different outcomes. And also, this is something that's kind of interesting for you guys. If you ever do find yourself, now that you know so much about real hypnosis, if you ever do find yourself watching one of those stage shows, you'll notice that in the stage shows, people are always going to volunteer. They're never going to make somebody go up on stage because, they're looking for the hypnotist is looking for willing participants. And those people that do volunteer, they utilize their self-control while they're participating. You'll notice no one is ever dragged up on stage. The person raises their hand. They say they want to participate. They probably do some exercise in the audience that demonstrates that they are, open to being hypnotized in that moment. And the hypnotist is going to purposely remove people who's not following his suggestions when they're on the stage. And so, those are just kind of things that you'll recognize. The format for these subscriptions, I see a question, the format for these subscription sessions, we'll start with kind of some information about hypnosis at the beginning because there's always going to be new subscribers. It won't be quite as long as this because I'm also describing what the subscription will be like for you guys. But it is important to know, what's funny, 90% of the hypnosis happens while you and I are talking like we are right now, understanding what you're doing before you go into it. So this, what we call pre-talk, or kind of setting up and letting you guys know what this experience is like, is very, very important part of the process as well. Another misconception that I want you guys to know, because I get a lot of questions about this and it's very important to know. Hypnosis is not sleep, okay? It's not sleep. On the outside, it might appear like you're sleeping, right? Like one is sleeping. You have your eyes closed, you're very relaxed. That's why this is often a misconception. You might notice that your conscious mind is drifting away, and that's perfectly normal. Some of my clients experience sort of just a general sense, hearing just sort of a general sense of what I said when they're in that state of trance. Almost like how you might watch a movie, but you don't perfectly remember every single scene of that movie. You just have a general sense of the plot. That is what you might experience here in this session here today. Or you might remember everything. Each person has kind of their own sense, of what they're experiencing. So if you find at any point that the subconscious mind is leading you in a direction perhaps that elicits some sort of emotional response, could be crying, could be laughter, grief, amusement, whatever it might be, what I would recommend to you, since we're in a group session and I'm not there to one-on-one guide you, is that just release it and just let it out. It can be a very cathartic experience. And if any emotion you are feeling becomes too overwhelming or uncomfortable, just remember that you remain completely in control. No one can be hypnotized against their will. You remain completely in control of the entire experience. And you can just choose to release that mental image and just refocus on your breath. That's all you'd have to do in those moments if they get to feel like they're too much. So given that this is a group session, I do like to say this before the group session, you guys are all going to have different experiences of this, right? Some of you will have a life-changing positive experience. You'll never be the same. You'll love this. You'll be addicted. I hope you sign up for the subscription if that ends up being the case. And you might even want to explore hypnosis through the subscription or even one-on-one work. And that's wonderful. I love that. That's what I want to intend most everyone to experience. Others of you are just going to relax very deeply, and you'll feel much better after this. When we're done, you'll notice some lovely results, and that will continue to grow even in the following days. And a few of you might even fall asleep. And that might show you that you require a little bit more one-on-one work, and more, me being there to facilitate and sort of modulate how deep you're going, how light you're going, if we work one-on-one together. That's the benefit of working one-on-one than in a group. Because in a group, we can't converse. I can't see you. I can't see where you're at and ask you and have it be interactive. Like a one-on-one session is interactive. Whereas this is not interactive. I'm just talking and out at you. But that's why you'd work with a hypnotherapist to monitor how light or deep you go. And we can guide the session in a different direction so that it's perfect for you. Like I said, this has to remain applicable to the most people. That's why it's a group session. But one-on-one, we're able to talk back and forth, make sure that you're in that state of trance instead of sleep. But hey, I think a lot of us could use some sleep too. So don't fault yourself if you do feel like you're falling asleep. That is perfectly okay too. I will say a lot of times, and this is pretty interesting, a lot of times people think that they fell asleep during a session, but they come back or they wake up right as I'm counting them back up out of the trance. If that's the case, if that's when you feel like you wake up right at the end of this, you actually were not asleep. You just were in a deep, deep state of trance during the session. So that's pretty interesting to know the differences. And I'm not to say that some people do go down to that delta brainwave state, which is sleep, in which case you might wake up whenever your body feels refreshed and done with its nap. And then that will be, that will be what you experience. But that's why I like to kind of set those expectations. Some people will experience life-changing. Most will experience just a lovely, deep sense of relaxation. And some may experience sleep, and whatever is perfect and right for you will happen for you here today. So no matter where you land on that spectrum, everyone can be hypnotized. You experience it naturally every single day. This is just kind of the very tip of the iceberg of what is available to you. One last thing I'm going to say. Do not listen to this if you are driving or operating heavy machinery, okay? The best and safest way to experience a group hypnosis session like this is to be in an environment where you feel safe, where there are no distractions. That's kids, that's pets, that's perhaps your cell phone. Maybe you want to put it on silent. Any other dings and pings that you might get that might distract you as you're going through here. And And the session will last approximately 30 minutes or so. That's why these whole segments are about an hour. And so that's Hypnosis 101. So we should be ready to begin. If you haven't already, just take a moment to make sure that you found a nice spot. You can sit or lie down where you're going to remain comfortable for the duration of the session. Grab any blankets, any pillows that you need. Make sure to silence those cell phones like I mentioned before. Minimize those distractions. And you might even find it beneficial to put in headphones like I have here so that you can really just listen to the sound of my voice. That's all you really have to do. So I'm just going to give you guys a few moments to just get situated. Feel free to leave any questions. If you have any questions, as I'm letting everyone kind of get settled, I'll answer just a question or two. Sounds like you guys are good. Great. You're good. Got the door shut, headphones on. You're good. Awesome. And maybe I'll answer a question or two as you guys get settled. So everyone get settled, nice and settled and comfortable. One question we have is, when is the first subscriber hypnotized session? So the subscriber only session, this one's a free one for everybody. The first subscriber only session will be next week. So probably I'm thinking of doing one kind of for the Sunday scaries, that we often get before we enter a work week. So maybe even on Sunday, potentially. That's what I'm thinking, but I'll do a poll kind of earlier in the week to see what we need. So let's see if there's one more question. I am certified. Hypnotists need to be certified to practice clinical hypnotism. So always make sure I'm certified with the International Association of Counselors and Therapists. So also make sure that you're working with a certified hypnotherapist. Very different than, you only need to be certified to be a hypnotherapist. That's why I say that it is not, I'm not a mental health professional. It's not a regulated industry in the way that psychoanalysis or talk therapy is, where you would go to college for it. I do have a college degree, just not in hypnotism. They don't they don't offer that. I wish they would have. I would have done that. That would have been cool. All right, so everyone should be situated now. I'm going to go ahead. I just want you to know that this is your time. All you have to do, there's only one thing you have to do, and it's just listen to the sound of my voice and relax. And even, if you're doing that, just know that you're doing it right. And even if you no longer focus on the exact words that I'm saying and you feel like you're going in and out, that is okay too. That either way is perfect and correct and right for you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn off the comments so we can make sure that we're nice and focused as we go through here. And we'll go ahead and begin. So make sure that you find yourself a comfortable position to just relax and close your eyes. Just start to become aware of your body as it's sitting or as it's lying down, becoming just more and more relaxed with each passing moment. Very good. And just start to bring your attention to your breath. Slowing it down. Making the exhale just slightly longer than the inhale. Breathing in all of that relaxation. And just breathing out any stress, any worries. Just continuing to do that until you've reached a comfortable pace that suits you. And then with each breath you take, you relax even more and more. Breathing in, breathing out, and allowing each breath you take to take you deeper and deeper. And with each breath you take, you start to notice how much more relaxed the body begins to feel. As the body sinks into this blissful state of relaxation, so too does the mind, allowing us to access deep within the subconscious mind. And the more you focus on the sound of my voice, the less distracted the mind becomes. And if there are any thoughts that decide to enter your awareness, they'll just melt away like an ice cube on a hot summer's day. They will not distract you or bother you in any way. And you can always come back to those thoughts later if you need to. But for this moment now, just start to let go of all those worries. You don't need them right now, because this has become a time and a place for you to feel completely relaxed. And with each passing breath, you start to go deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, going deeper and deeper, all the while being able to listen to my instructions and allowing your subconscious mind to open up and to find ways to find the best health and balance and ease for your amazing body. Now, I'd like to show you the power, the magic of your imagination to relax the body and mind even more. And so for this, I'd like you to imagine that you find yourself away in a magical forest, away from all the hustle and bustle of your busy lifestyle. And just imagine that you're there in a beautiful, cozy cottage that's nestled in a clearing within this magical forest. A nice, comfortable cottage that is perfect and right for you. And the moment that you step into this cottage, you know that you're on vacation. You know that you are here for rest and relaxation. And as you look around this beautiful cottage, you see the most amazing paintings, beautifully carved wooden furniture, and a stunning armchair that just looks so comfortable. And just notice there, what color is that armchair? What fabric or materials is it made of? Very good. And it almost looks magical, doesn't it? And you feel drawn to see if it's as comfortable, perhaps, as it looks. And so you go ahead and you just sit down on that armchair slowly, noticing how comfortable that armchair truly is. It is possibly the most comfortable armchair that you've ever had the pleasure of resting on. And so just sit back on that armchair, and as you relax, your body just sinks right in. It's almost like that feeling of when you're on vacation, on holiday, with no cares or worries. You're safe within your very own private space where no one can disturb you or bother you. And you don't have to stir from this beautiful feeling of relaxation. And as you just lay back on this magical armchair, you start to feel a beautiful wave of relaxation moving up through the soles of your feet. It is such a wonderful, warm feeling of relaxation. And it starts to move up towards the very top of your head. And not now, but in a moment, I'm going to count from 10 to 1. And with each number that I count, you'll notice that wave of relaxation moving down through each part of your body, going twice deeper with each number until we reach the number 1. And on the count of 1, you will be completely relaxed from head to toe. So follow me down now as I count. In 10, start to feel that wave of relaxation moving down and down, allowing those muscles around the face and the jaw to just relax. Loose and limp, just like a rag doll. Be like a rag doll, relaxing deeper and deeper. Very good. 9, moving that relaxation down through the neck and the shoulders. That's right. Just relax them. Let them feel loose and limp like a rag doll, twice deeper than you were before. 8, now feel that relaxation moving down and down through those arms, all the way down and down to the very tips of your fingers. You are beautifully relaxed, twice deeper and deeper than you were before. 7, feeling that relaxation starting to move down and down through the chest. With each breath you take, you go twice deeper and deeper than you were before. 6, now that relaxation has reached the belly. Start to notice that relaxation, removing any tensions in the belly, allowing you to go twice deeper and deeper than you were before. 5, that wave of relaxation starts to cascade into the tops of your legs and your hips, moving down and down, twice deeper and deeper than you were before. 4, as it flows down and down through the thighs, relaxing those muscles as it goes, twice deeper and deeper than before. 3, now that wave of relaxation flows down and down past the knees, going through those calf muscles, just allowing those legs to completely relax now, twice deeper and deeper than before. 2, notice now that wave of relaxation passing down through the ankles, going down and down to the very tips of those toes, twice deeper and deeper than you've ever been before. And 1. Now you're completely relaxed from head to toe. And it's such a wonderful feeling that just grows and grows with each breath you take. And notice now, if you can, how much more relaxed you have become, how your breathing has deepened, how much more your subconscious has opened up to the endless possibilities for you to find ways to release any worries, any tensions, any anxieties you may have in this moment. And now that this body is completely relaxed from head to toe, I want to show you how to relax the mind and to empty it of all those unnecessary thoughts or worries or anxieties so that you can go even deeper and deeper. And for this, I want you to imagine that there in that cottage, that there in front of you, you see a big blackboard. And next to this blackboard, there's a box with lots of different colored chalks. So just go ahead and choose a color. And not now, but in a moment, I want you to write each number that I say on that blackboard. And with each number that you write, you'll start to notice your mind relaxing twice deeper and deeper with each and every number. So go ahead and begin by writing the number 100. Very good. 99. Allow your mind to relax twice deeper and deeper than before. 98. So relaxed now, going deeper and deeper than before. 97. You're clearing the mind of all those unnecessary thoughts, all those unnecessary worries. 96. Going twice deeper and deeper. 95. Very good. Now notice with every number that you write, they just start to fade and vanish from the blackboard completely. Just like all of those unnecessary thoughts and worries. 94. Watch all of those numbers starting to fade and vanish from the blackboard. 93. That mind is so relaxed now. 92. Each number relaxing your mind even more, twice deeper and deeper. 91. So much more relaxed than you've ever been before. Very good. 90. Now you are completely relaxed in body and mind. And just allow all of those numbers to just vanish and dissipate, to disappear now and be cleared. Very good. And just enjoy this feeling because it starts to feel very, very good as you just enjoy this experience. You feel safe. You feel ready to explore the wonders of the subconscious mind. And as you enjoy this safe space in this cottage here in the forest, you notice now that there's a door that leads you outside into this magical forest. And as you walk towards the door, beginning to open it, realizing that as you open it, it leads you to a beautiful path deep within the forest where this cottage is located. And as you open the door and you begin to walk down this path, your body and mind becoming more relaxed, becoming more in tune with the nature around you with each step you take. You hear the crunch of the gravel beneath your feet as you walk down this path. Walking and walking, continuing to walk down the path, and just notice now any positive omens or symbols that you see along this path. These signs that are showing you that you are on the right path, showing you that you are ready to release any and all anxieties of body and mind. And as you reach the end of this path, you find yourself strolling alongside a calm and gently flowing river. And you just stop to absorb its beauty. Hear the water trickling by. Notice the warm, gentle breeze lightly caressing your skin. It feels nice. It feels good, doesn't it? And just see that river flow away until it bends around a corner and continues its journey beyond the bend before eventually disappearing from your view. But you know that it's still continuing its journey, flowing, ebbing, bubbling gently and calmly as it goes. And you see on your left-hand side a bench that's right on the edge of this river, where the very shallow part inlets to the shore. And you can sit on this bench and take in the calmness of this serene environment. Listen to the trickle of the water as it gently flows. Hear the happy songs and chirps of the birds and the surrounding trees, and just feel the breeze very gently rustling the leaves on this beautiful day. You feel content and very relaxed and at ease. You are safe, calm, and happy. And just take a moment to enjoy this relaxing place and just notice how wonderfully relaxed you feel. And within touching distance, you become aware of a magnificent tree. Its trunk is aged and gnarled, and yet it stands here majestically, as though reigning over the whole of this magical forest. In reaching out, you feel the solidness, how solid this mighty tree is beneath your hand. Its bark is slightly rough to the touch, and yet so reassuring as you run your fingers over that trunk. And one side of the river is bordered by a cluster of smaller trees, and your attention is drawn towards a leaf falling from one of the nearby overhanging trees. And you watch this leaf as it flutters gently down from the branch from where it was recently attached and into the river, dancing slightly in the air before it touches the water. And as it touches the river, you notice the small ripples that form from this leaf as it lands ever so softly on the water, and you can count the ripples as they flow outwards onto the gentle river. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each ripple makes you feel even more relaxed, even more content. And watch the ripples gently undulate outwards, each ripple relaxing you more and more. And as you watch the gentle flow of the water as it carries the leaf very slowly, and you watch it go further and further, slowly and carefully, bobbing very gently up and down as it goes with the flow, further and further away, until the leaf is now out of sight, as it is floated off out of sight around the bend of this river. And your attention comes back to this aged, majestic tree, which your fingers are still touching. And you feel a strong affinity with this tree stirring within you. This tree has survived many storms, but it is still standing, tall, beautiful, and able to cope with whatever comes and goes, whatever comes its way. The tree has resided here for hundreds of years, growing stronger and stronger as each year has passed. And this tree has seen new life passing by, and older lives aging and disappearing. It's seen lovers and lovers' tiffs. It's seen children playing, people fighting, making up, crying, laughing, having fun, and so much more. As if it's aware of the anxiety that you've been recently experiencing, this tree, with the help of a gentle breeze, it suddenly releases a large golden leaf. And this leaf, it settles on your lap, and you pick it up, and you hold it gently within your fingers. Instinctively, you know what to do. This leaf represents one of the anxieties that you've been experiencing. And you place your anxiety onto the leaf, feeling it adhering to the leaf in an instant. The leaf curls around the anxiety, squeezing it, squashing it until that anxiety no longer exists. And you rise from the bench, and you take the leaf gently down to the edge of the river, just dropping it into the water, watching it float away with a sudden gust of wind. That old anxiety is firmly fixed onto the leaf and is carried away with the flow of the water, around the bend, becoming smaller and less significant as it just disappears from your view. On its way, the leaf swirls and twirls in the very gentle, warm breeze. And you know that the mark you made, symbolizing your anxiety, that it remains on that leaf and it's now gently floating away. It suddenly occurs to you that the leaf is no longer attached to your tree because you chose to detach it. That's right, you made that choice, not the tree. Your affinity with the tree chose to detach the leaf because you now realize that you have choices. You can release those anxieties or allow them to remain and fester on your magnificent tree. So you choose to release them because you know that your tree has seen so many things, good and not so good. But it will remain standing for many hundreds of years to come, regardless of what happens around it. As the leaf disappears from view, you notice that old anxiety has become less intense. And on fading away, it's replaced by a feeling of calm and serenity. The ripples in the river that surrounds the tree no longer exist. It is as if though the leaf has never even disturbed the river at all. And perhaps there are other worries or anxieties that have been bothering you. And if so, you can select one of the branches that have fallen off from the tree onto the ground nearby, and you can gently release another leaf, labeling it with the name of whatever was causing you grief. And so watch as the same procedure takes place. The edges of the leaf are curling firmly around that issue that is now strongly adhered to that leaf. And you are carrying the leaf and that old worrisome issue back to the edge of the river to dispose of it once and for all. And the leaf slowly floats away down the river, following the current of the river, as did the previous leaf. And as before, ripples are there on the river, and soon the leaf no longer exists. That's right, there's no sign of them at all once they've floated away and they've carried away the anxiety that you were holding. Any worries or cares, anything that was bothering you has now floated away on that leaf. And you're watching them go, and you're appreciating and watching the choice that you have made. Watch your anxieties float away, hardly even making even the smallest ripple on the surface of this calm and now peaceful river. And you return to your place and you sit on your bench, just watching the leaves, and your old worries just float away, carrying anxiety down the river until it no longer exists. Any anxiety has just floated away. And you sit watching next to your almighty, strong, grounded affinity tree. Now this tree, this bench, and this river will always exist in your mind. And you can bring yourself back here whenever you wish, all with the power of your mind. All you need to do is relax, as you did at the beginning of this hypnosis session. Just deeply relax and just take yourself into trance and walk down that path in this magical forest and bring yourself to this magical, this peaceful place. And now you feel totally wonderful and released from the anxiety that was holding you back. You can move forward in your life, free from restrictions. And now you know how to release any anxieties you feel. and you feel more able to cope with the demands and the worries of everyday life. You are feeling more confident and self-assured. You are more confident and self-assured. And you know that your world is good and you are strong, just like your tree. Your roots are deep and you hold firm and steady. You are able to conquer any old fears or worries and achieve your ambitions with a clear focus and a newfound determination. You feel empowered and confident in the choices you make, and you are empowered to make other choices as you see fit. And enjoy the sensations you are experiencing as you just relax for a moment longer on this bench next to the river. Really see, feel, and experience yourself doing all that you want to do. Worry-free, calm and at peace. See, feel, and experience what life is like now as you feel this freedom, as you feel this peace and this calm. Very good. And just say thank you now to your new friend, your strong and powerful affinity tree here that remains right next to you. And just hear any sounds. Feel all the sensations. Just enjoy this moment as you carry this forward with you. And whenever you need it, think about your affinity tree right next to this river where you sit on this bench. Very good. Now in a moment, we'll bring you back to full awakening consciousness by counting the numbers from 1 to 5. And as you emerge from trance, the feeling of relief and release and empowerment and peace, ease and peace will remain within you. And these suggestions are firmly embedded in your subconscious mind. And they grow stronger and stronger as each day goes by. They grow stronger by the day, stronger by the hour, stronger even by the minute. In 1, beginning to wiggle your feet and your toes. 2, beginning to wiggle your fingers and your hands. 3, I'd like you to start by coming slowly back now. In 4, your eyelids beginning to flicker and you're aware of this blood circulating in your body and you're returning to full conscious awareness. And 5, open your eyes, feel wide awake, fully alert and refreshed, and ready to allow these suggestions to work for you, feeling a deep sense of peace, relaxation, and ease. And ease. Very, very, very good. Great job. All right. Very good. And if you happen to notice before we started when I was talking about what your stress level might be, go ahead and notice what your ending stress level here is like. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being a full-blown panic attack, but 1 being a deep, deep sense of ease. Go ahead and notice what your ending stress level is like now. Good. Very, very good. All right. Ooh, feeling so refreshed, feeling good and at ease. Great job. Very, very good. I'm hoping that you are feeling more relaxed, more rejuvenated, and just knowing that, somebody went from a 6 to a 0. Man, that's good. Good job. That's amazing. Fantastic work, you guys. Just feel that deep sense of freedom, that ease as you move throughout the rest of your weekend. the rest of this day. And just thank you so much for this opportunity to facilitate this session. Oh, I see somebody else went from a 7 to a 3. Very good. And you know what's great? If you ever find yourself just really dealing with some major anxiety, you know, maybe you're even feeling on the edge of a panic attack, whatever that might be, you could pull up this recording, listen to it, and you might go from a 9 to a 5. But hey, a 5 is better than a 9. And then you could listen to it again if you wanted to. And you go from a 5 to a 3 and then a 3 to a 0. You can do this as much as you want to feel however you want to feel. And just know that how empowering is that? I mean, doesn't that just feel amazing to know that you don't have to feel these ways. You don't have to have these worries that everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. And I know I might not seem like the person to say that, given that I was very worried in the Big Brother house, and that might be how you know me. But trust me, I was utilizing these tools too. You thought I was spiraling there. It would have been much worse had I not had these tools. Ooh, we had somebody go from a 5 to a 2, a 7 to a 4. Ooh, man, oh man, you guys got it. A 4 to a 0. This changed me. Oh, yes, it did. You were right, it did, because you changed on the subconscious mind. We literally untied, we dislodged those worries from the subconscious mind so that you can move forward and live the kind of life that you want to consciously. Very, very good. Went to a 5 to a 3. Oh, very good. Fantastic. So I hope if you found this beneficial, I hope that you did. I'm going to save this onto the profile. It will remain free for everybody, but I really do hope that if you found this beneficial, we're going to, now these group sessions, just like this was, will be what will be in the subscription. So you'll get one of these every single week on a topic that we will work together to determine what's going to be best for the group. So absolutely go back and reference this. And if you feel so called to, please join the subscription. Just go to my profile. You can hit the subscribe button and you'll get something like this every single week and a lot more. I don't want to say one-on-one attention because this is a group setting, but it will be a smaller setting. And we can determine the topic and we can really cater it so that it fits the group the best. And it's really going to be, we'll have the group chat. We can talk about it. You can ask questions. We can make sure you're going deeper and deeper. And really advise what that's like as we're working on our minds, as we're upgrading our minds together, because that's the best thing that you could possibly do. So, and there'll be lots of other perks too, discounts and giveaways and lots of fun stuff. I'm going to make it real fun because this is fun. So please do join us there in the hypnosis group. I should come up with a cool name for it. I don't know. Help me come up with a cool name for it. A subscription. The subscription sessions, we'll change it up. We'll do it. I'll have a poll. So I'll ask, do we want to do morning, afternoon, evening? What day do we want to do it on? And I'll see what works best for the group. But just like this session will be saved, all of them will be saved in a library that's subscriber only. So I'm sorry, this is the last one that will be open to everybody for a while. All of them will be subscriber only from here on out. So if you want to have a whole library of sessions like this, that's what will be there. The hipsters, I like that. That's cute. Hypnosis, the hipsters, I like that. I like that a lot. That's great. You guys are so creative. So yeah. And of course, if you found this today, and especially with something like anxiety, I will say as a topic, I work with lots of clients one-on-one on anxiety. Perhaps you're having anxiety when you're driving or anxiety surrounding any sort of event. A lot of times anxiety can be triggered after a traumatic experience or a triggering event. If you're finding that you're dealing with anxiety and it's very much tied to a specific, ooh, yay, you just joined the subscription. Yay. Hand rose 6. Awesome. You can always join the, somebody says, don't have money now, join later. Sure. It's just $10 a month though. That's the equivalent of a Chipotle bowl, right? One Chipotle bowl, but for weekly getting to feel like this is pretty great. The hoopsters, the hipsters, the hoopsters, right? I love that. Maybe I'll make that the Hypnosis group subscription because I don't want to change my business name yet. But anyways, if you do decide that you want some more one-on-one attention, I will say, and I'll describe this a lot, the one-on-one work, I won't say very different because it's hypnosis, but it's much more interactive. where you were literally sharing with me what you're experiencing, and based on what you're experiencing, it's like reading a normal book versus a choose your own adventure book. That's the best way I can describe the difference between this group session versus a one-on-one session. And when you choose your own adventure, that adventure is very much catered to you, and we're able to identify the exact parts in your mind. So say like today, if this would have been a one-on-one session, we would have been able to talk about those worries that came up in the subconscious mind. We would have been able to work back on them and reprogram them and introduce different tools to address that specific worry. Whereas today we just kind of had to, very beneficial. We were able to put them on the leaf and the leaf was able to go. But one-on-one, we're able to be a lot more specific, which is oftentimes very helpful, especially if you're experiencing panic attacks. I know I share this on my Instagram highlights, a story. And luckily my husband is so sweet and he's allowed me to share this story, but my husband was dealing with very severe driving anxiety. We were in a near miss accident. I don't know if you believe in guardian angels, but I sure do. He was driving in a car across an 8-lane highway in Phoenix, Arizona, and we were right here, 2 cars decided to go both in at the same time, and we're smack dab in the middle. And I literally remember closing my eyes and thinking, I hope this doesn't hurt too bad. That was the last thought that I had. I said, I just hope this doesn't hurt. But my husband is an amazing driver, and he swerved and everything went flying, but we didn't get in an accident because my guardian angel was watching over me. But the unfortunate result of that event was that because my husband was driving at the time, he had, every time he was driving now, very severe anxiety and panic attacks whenever he'd be driving on open highways that were very similar to that situation. And my husband is lovely. I'm sure you've heard me talk about him many a time. I posted a picture of him today too on my stories. Thirst trap. He trusts me wholeheartedly and allowed me to do some hypnosis with him to address those panic attacks. And, it's not, just like I was saying before, it's not something that happens just overnight, right? You don't work out once and have 6-pack abs. You have to work those mental muscles. You have to create those new synaptic connections within the brain, those new neural networks. But what's amazing is our brain, and I'm sure you've heard of the term neuroplasticity. That is the idea that our brain can change. And thank God our brain can change. It can grow, it can morph. We can take on new things, but we can also release things as well. And so because our brains can change, and as long as we work them out, that's how hypnosis works. We're able to go in there and we're able to release these things because, in that moment, it was a very traumatic moment. In that moment, in my husband's brain, it lodged and said, it is not safe to be driving. This situation is not safe for me. And so the alarm kept on going off. And that's all that anxiety is. It's a false alarm. It's a false alarm that's going off that's trying to keep you psychologically safe, but the alarm is firing. And it's firing at times that actually aren't beneficial to you. And so, yeah, we were able to work on that. And now it's safe to say that he can drive, and occasionally he needs a touch-up session. Occasionally, he still has some anxiety. Also this does not negate, he still takes anxiety medication. Like, this is not magic, folks. This is science. It's not magic. It's not going to be a magic bullet. I think a lot of people think that, hypnosis is like a magical spell, and it's not. We're dispelling those misconceptions. He still takes his medicine. He still goes, but he is doing much better. He's doing much better. And that's just one story. I mean, I have tons of stories of various clients that have various anxieties that we've addressed. But yeah, that's what we experience with anxiety. So yeah, if you're ever interested in addressing that more in a specific sense, just go. I would leave the link here, but the links don't work when I comment them. We discovered that last time. So just go to my bio. Just click on my little name up top, Brit Hoops. It'll take you to my profile, and you click that little link tree /Brittany Hoops link, and the very top thing will say, sorry, my computer screen went off. It will say, book one-on-one sessions, and you can see that. So, let's see if there's anything. I appreciate all the compliments, you guys, but Let's see. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that this helped. I just want to see real quick. I see that a lot of questions came in. If you have any questions, just while we're on here, and because I have time, although I'm sure my husband is getting hungry. Sorry, babe, if you're listening. I'll be done for you soon. Why did my computer go away? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I don't need that. Let's see if there's any questions here. If you have any questions about hypnosis, about the subscription here on Instagram that I mentioned that we're doing, just let me know. Let's see. We already addressed that. Can I delete it? Okay, yeah, I can delete it. Yes. Any Big Brother related questions? I'll be talking about those tomorrow, actually. Michael and I will be doing an Instagram Live at 6 p.m. Central, at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Here we'll just be chatting. So if you want to hang out, ask questions, we'll just be hanging out. So let's see what other questions we have here. Okay, so somebody asked, how do you keep your mind on what you're talking about, like feeling more comfortable, or your mind wanders onto other things? That's absolutely fine, actually. If your mind wanders while you're doing hypnosis, that is perfectly fine. Actually, you know what? I'll turn this light on. That's kind of, spotlight. Let's see if I can get it looking a little bit better. Sorry, my computer screen went off. That's perfectly fine. A lot of people think that there has to be no thoughts or no worries, or, no thoughts in the conscious mind, or your mind is wandering. Just as you notice it, just observe it. I usually describe when you're in a state of hypnosis that you, it's almost like you're a detective or a reporter or, some sort of third party. You just kind of observe the thoughts. You just kind of see them there. Say, okay. I noticed there's my grocery list floating on by. You might even notice them like they're balloons or thought bubbles that pop up. You could just kind of pop them in your mind. That all is very helpful. But also, I just think a lot of people think, oh no, I'm doing it wrong. I thought about my grocery list. If your mind wanders, then you just kind of notice it and bring yourself back. Just like Susan Alexander said. Good thing. Yes, so that is that question. Again, I see some Big Brother questions in there, and I do appreciate them, but that will be tomorrow. Right now, we are doing hypnosis here. So, yeah, try that balloon idea if you like. Let's see. Can you help with exorcisms? No, hypnosis does not have anything to do with that. I don't even know if that is a real thing. But I'm glad you asked, because there's a lot of misconceptions around hypnosis. Yeah. So I'm deleting these questions. We've already addressed those. A lot of Big Brother ones. Oh, that was awesome, Brittany. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. So somebody else here was an 8 on their anxiety and stress level and went down to a 1. 6 to a 2. Somebody said, next time, no dog in the room. Yeah, that's why we like to minimize those distractions. Sometimes our doggies can distract us. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, though. You can always sit or lie down, whatever's going to be comfortable whenever you do hypnosis. So just know that however you are, you can even move around, and that doesn't take you out of the experience either. How many hours did you have to get to become a hypnotist? Oh my gosh, I couldn't even begin to count. At least 600. It was a lot, many of hours of studying and coursework and one-on-one sessions to become certified. Okay, can you please let us know the general price range for one-on-one sessions? Sure, a lot more of this information is in my bio, but each session is 90 minutes long, so an hour and a half. And it's just under $200. So it's $197 for an hour and a half. That's if you buy sessions one-on-one. If you decide that that you're going to be doing more sessions than not, I have programs or packages of 3 sessions, 6 sessions, and 12 sessions. So there's various programs. Again, some people say, okay, these prices maybe are a little higher than what you might experience in a therapy session. Typically, therapy sessions are an hour long or 45 minutes long or 55 minutes long. This is an hour and a half each time. And also, I hate to say it, but we're operating on the subconscious level, right? So there's just far fewer sessions required for hypnotherapy. It's just the truth. And there was actually a study done by American Health Magazine that looked at and compared psychoanalysis, psychotherapy, talk therapy to hypnotherapy. And it found that there was a 38% improvement or success rate in talk therapy after 600 sessions. So that's 600 hours, 600 times of, going to the therapist's office. Whereas in hypnotherapy, there was a 93% improvement after just 6 sessions. So that's why my clients on average need about 6 sessions. Some fewer, which is why I offer the 3-session package. Some more, which is why I offer 12. But around 6, you see that 93% improvement, and even up and more so. It really depends on what you're working on. And this is per topic, let's say. So I often have a lot of clients that want to work on particular traumas or insomnia and weight loss and this and that. Well, then we're going to have quite a few sessions to address all those things. But oftentimes what I like to do is I like to kind of zoom out and find the element that all those symptoms share that has the domino effect. So say all those things tie back to your self-confidence or your feeling of being worthiness or whatever that might be. We can work on that. And then you might notice yourself starting to sleep better at night. You might notice yourself feeling motivated to exercise and eat healthy, to go out there and be social in social situations, whatever that might be. So I like to find kind of the kingpin, the thing that all those things share, which, oftentimes results in fewer sessions too. So yeah, but all that information is in my bio. You can check all that out. Ooh, you like my lashes? They're popping. I got mascara on today. Okay. Yes, let's see. Have you connected? Okay, I will answer one Big Brother question. Have you connected with BB20 Caitlin yet? Because I feel like y'all would be a great pair. I actually have. And you know what? She said to FaceTime her anytime, and I can't wait to talk with her because, yeah, I actually do think that we would get along very well. She's a life coach and I'm a hypnotherapist, and I actually want to get more into life coaching. I think life coaching paired with hypnotherapy, ooh, chef's kiss. That's the conscious mind talking paired with the subconscious, and then everything's just working together like a well-oiled machine right in the direction of what you want to achieve. So that would be really cool. Can you hypnotize me? I'm traumatized from Melissa's eviction. That is funny. Do you work as your own boss? And do you have your own private practice, or do you work for somebody? That's a really great question. I am my own boss, and I'm very proud of that because I spent many, many years working for other people and didn't do so well with that. I like doing what I want to do. And now I'm living my dream, which is helping other people feel good and getting to share hypnotherapy because it absolutely changed my life in ways, I won't even get into that story, but hypnotherapy literally saved my life. So I'm eternally grateful for it. And it's part of the reason why when it saved my life, I recognized I need to know how this works. What is going on? I know this is not magic. I was a former researcher, very logical minded brain. I was like, okay, I gotta know how this works. So yeah, being your own boss, I agree. It's great. You can do whatever you want. And that's why, sure, you're working on a weekend at 7:22 p.m., but if you love what you're doing, it does not work. So it's pretty awesome. I do love that. And it was so hard. Thank God I got to do those group sessions in the house because I missed working so much. That's why the biggest thing that I am happy about doing now that I am out of the house. Getting to do more, especially one-on-one sessions, because that's where we're able to really go deep. And I really love that. So, okay, so I'll do one more question. Let's see. Do you know if health insurance covers one-on-one sessions? Unfortunately, since I am not a medical professional or a mental health professional, insurance does not cover. And that is something that I'm hoping in our lifetimes we see change. Because the more we learn about the brain and the more we know how effective this is, I'm hoping that changes. I'm hoping that changes someday, but unfortunately it is not considered a medical thing. But I think there's going to have to be more governing bodies in the medical field recognizing the power of hypnosis and understanding the subconscious mind, even more so for that to take an effect. So I'm hoping sometimes Yeah, hypnotherapy should be considered mental health. And that's why I can't diagnose anybody or help anybody, but that's why I work very closely, with some therapists that recognize the benefit of it. So, all right, I know I said one more, but let's just see. I hate to leave the questions unanswered, but I also should go and eat some dinner. I am going to save this live. You know what's interesting? Okay, so this is just my personal opinion. Again, not a therapist, not a mental health professional. Do you have any thoughts on how to avoid or get rid of intrusive thoughts? I always like to push them out, but that tends to make them worse. You know what you realize? That's a very astute observation, and I'll show you why. And I keep one of these things at my desk because it comes in handy so much. Do you know what this thing is? It is a finger trap. You probably played with it when you were a kid, right? You put your fingers in and you pull and you pull and you pull and they can't come out, right? I'm stuck, right? That is like when you're trying hard to push out intrusive thoughts or negative thoughts or anything that is not benefiting you, right? You pull and you pull, you push, and you're stuck. It doesn't work, right? That's not how our brains work. Literally, the word try, the subconscious mind cannot, you either do or you don't do. There is no such thing as try, right? Is that from Star Wars? Is that Yoda or whatever his name is? I don't know. Same thing like this, right? So how does one get out of the trap of trying, of really letting go of those thoughts, right? How you get out of the trap is you release, you allow, you relax, and you let go, right? You relax and you let go. Watch me not be able to get out of this thing. Look, release, relax, and you let go. And that's exactly how our brains work. That's exactly how our minds work with thoughts that we don't want to feel. Is that we just observe them. We say, interesting thought. Just like we were doing with those thoughts that might come into your head during hypnosis so you can just kind of pop them or whatnot. Same exact sort of thing. So try that next time that you're feeling it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will save this. It was a pleasure getting to do this group hypnosis session with you. And definitely reach out to me. Feel free to DM me. Check out those links in the bio. And again, if you want to experience more of these, it's going to be subscribers only as of next week. So hit subscribe. Join us. We're what did we decide? The hoopsters, the hipsters. That's our unofficial alliance name of our group hypnosis people. So have a great weekend and talk to you guys later. Bye.